So we are in First King chapter 13. If you remember from chapter 11, Jeroboam was called to be the next king of Israel, but he still left Rehoboam, Solomon, and David's descendant, two tribes, so that the promise to David still stayed intact. But Solomon had messed everything up. So I guess, I don't know, not going to read into that. But the point that I wanted to get on here was Jeroboam, who I thought was like, okay, Jeroboam about to take the ball and run it. But yeah, Jeroboam got the ball and fumbled it as well. So he built two calves because he was like, if the people keep going up to Jerusalem to worship capital God after seeking advice of the king made. I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, so if they keep going to Jerusalem, they may revert back and start serving Rehoboam instead of me. So his solution was he's gonna make two golden calves, and now the people have less of a journey to go. So people chose convenience over, the longer journey, the path of least resistance. The just in that it's a lesson. So the people chose, just pay attention to when God has given a command in your life and a shortcut presents itself. There's no shortcuts to divinity. But the reason I wanted to read this was chapter 13, the man of God from Judah. A man comes while Robah is standing next to the altar. And verse 2, by the word of the Lord, he cried out again against the altar. Altar, altar. This is what the Lord says. A son named Josiah will be born to the house of David. On you he will sacrifice the priest of the high place who makes offerings here, and human bones will be burned on you. And yada yada. When King Jeroboam heard what the man of God cried out against the altar at Bethel, he stretched out his hand from the altar and said, seize him. But when he stretched out his hand toward the man, his hand shriveled up, and he could not pull it back. And so he was like, then the king said to the man of God, intercede with the Lord your God, and pray for me that my hand may be restored. And God restored his hand. The king said to the man of God, come home with me for a meal, and I will give you a gift. That's why I got on here. The king said to the man of God, come home with me for a meal, and I will give you a gift. But the man of God answered the king, even if you were to give me half your possessions, I would not go with you, nor would I eat bread or drink water here. For I was commanded by the word of the Lord, you must not eat bread or drink water or return by the way you came. The reason why I got on here is because a lot of us are doing things because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. A lot of us are finding ourselves in the devil's lair, whatever that looks like. Anything that doesn't serve your higher good is the devil's lair. Anything that does not feel right to you, and you can't really, like, in your logical brain, you're like, this just doesn't make sense. We're too driven by emotion. That's why, the edge out the man came, because the man is the masculine energy. The masculine energy is the logical brain. The feminine energy, or the woman, is the emotion, the reactive brain. So that's another reason why they've edged the man out, is because we must move in reactive brain and not actually use our logical brain. Because if we actually use our logical brain, we would actually think before we react. So just because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, you're in a lot of friendships. And this is what I've been talking to a lot of people. They're in these friendships, or they don't know how to end friendships, or these relationships with people that they know they shouldn't be around or shouldn't be with, but they don't want to hurt their feelings. This man of God said, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but this ain't where I'm supposed to be. So we have to make sure that we're not moving so that we don't hurt people's feelings, and we're moving in accordance to where we're supposed to be, because we will find ourselves screwed off every single time if we're trying to please people instead of please God. And that divinity is for you. I'm by no means pushing any type of agenda. This just happens to be my chosen holy book. You choose however you choose to align with your higher source, your God, your divinity, your universe, whatever. You decide what that looks like. But what I'm saying is, once you are in alignment, be obedient. Don't move on your own agenda. Don't do things because it feels good to man. It feels good to flesh. Do things because it pleases your spirit and your soul. And if your spirit and your soul told you to get up out of there, get up out of there. Don't find yourself in situations because you were trying to be nice. Do you know how many people are in graves right now? Do you know how many people are locked up behind bars? Do you know how many people are in jacked up ass situations, married to people because they were being nice? Have children with people because they were being nice. He pressured you into opening your legs, and so you opened your legs, and now you have a whole child. And now you wonder why you can't connect with your child, even though it's your flesh and blood, because you were being nice. Stop doing things to be nice and do things to be obedient.